What's up, fellas? So this is the second episode of the Jacked Mindset. If you haven't watched the first one, go back and go watch that one first. So this episode is going to be all about finding out your why. Now, I want you guys to dig deep and think about the very first time that you stepped foot in the gym. Think about all of the emotions that were running through your head. Think about the man in the mirror that you wanted to become at the end of your journey. Think about all of the haters and the people that doubted you, the people that didn't even want you to start your journey in the first place. And think about, what you wanted to become mentally, how much mental strength you wanted to acquire throughout your journey. Now, all of these things are going to accumulate into your why. Now, you might ask yourself, why is my why so important? And I'm going to tell you, guys, your why is going to be the reason you make it to the gym after a 12-hour shift and your back hurts so much to the point where you can't even walk. Your why is going to block out all of the noise from the people that have been doubting you. Your why is going to be the reason you keep going hard even when you've been going to the gym for 3 months and you haven't seen an ounce of progress. So that's why your why is going to be so important. Now I'll tell you guys my why. So, I always looked at the guys in my life, the guys on TV that I always looked up to, my role models. And I looked at all of them and I realized all of them have had one thing in common. They were all in the best physical shape that they could possibly be in. And of course that resulted in them having beautiful, respectful wives, kids that feared them, really good kids. Whenever they would walk into a room, everyone would be all ears. They would literally demand respect. And, that was the life that I saw for myself. That is what I envisioned when I looked in the mirror. That was the man that I saw in the mirror. So of course it was a no-brainer as to why I look the way I look today, right? This is why I even got here in the first place. So if you don't know your why, you better figure it the fuck out. Because I can tell you one thing, guys. When I used to train in person as a personal trainer, there was a few groups of people that would actually get results, that would actually see progress and, transform into the people that they wanted to be at the end of their journeys. And it was these people. So it was the dads that actually wanted to be able to run around and play around with their kids and be more mobile and be able to keep up with them. It was the dads that wanted to be comfortable at work because they're sitting at a desk for 8 hours, right? They don't want any fucking back pain. They want to be able to put food on the table, right? It was the moms who didn't want to fucking hop on Ozempic and fucking catch cancer or some other disease, right? It was the moms who wanted to be able to actually meet their grandchildren, right? They didn't want to fucking die from some heart disease. So those were the types of people that actually saw results, not because they were parents, but because they had a bigger purpose. They actually had a huge why. Right? And I can tell you the guys who didn't see results. It was the fucking teenagers that just wanted a six-pack because they fucking looked cool. Right? It was the guys who wanted to get jacked just to get low-quality 304s. Right? It was the guys that just wanted, general female attention. Not knowing that they were only going to get more male attention. Right? So that was the discrepancy between the two types of people, the winners and the losers. The only difference between those two was the fact that one had a bigger purpose than the other, right? So if you don't know your why, you've already lost. I'll be honest with you, right? You've already lost. Until this day, even though I switched to online, I still get those motherfuckers that be like, oh, yeah, man, I just want a six-pack. I'm like, yo, what's your actual goal, brother? They be just like, yeah, I know, I just want a six-pack. I just want to be lean, bro. That's it, right? they never get anywhere. I'll tell you that right now. They never fucking get anywhere. Now we're on this topic. Guys, in my program, I give my guys a list of love and list of hate, right? If you don't know what that is, pretty much it's 5 things that you love about yourself and 5 things that you hate about yourself. Now, these things, the things that you hate about yourself can't be things that you can't change about yourself, right? Like your height, your race, skin color, whatever, right? We're not on that black pill shit. No, these are things that you can absolutely change about yourself. So I have them read those things every single morning, and that's what keeps them going, right? That's what keeps them motivated. That's what keeps them pushing even when it's hard, because I'll tell you what, if I was looking at my list and I seen, I was unconfident, nobody respected me, I never got respect at work, I was 150 pounds soaking wet. If I looked at that shit every single morning, best believe that would light a flame underneath my ass to fucking get out of that reality, right? To change my fucking circumstance, right? So that's why I have all of my guys read that shit in the morning, every single morning without fail, right? So your why just has to be big enough, man. And if it's not, you're gonna quit the moment shit hits the fan. You're gonna quit when it gets hard. You're gonna quit when you don't see results. You're gonna quit when that fat motherfucker at work tells you it's not that deep. When he tells you, yo man, have a piece of pizza, bro. Have this slice of pizza. I know you're on a fucking diet, but you can have this. You don't gotta go to the gym after this. You don't have to go to the gym after work. It's not that deep. Look at the rest of us. We're perfectly fine, right? We sit on our ass all day and fucking eat, fucking eat chicken wings and fucking pop some Pepsis. We're fine, We never go through any pain, right? So that's the discrepancy between the two, man. Between the winners and the losers. The winners just have a bigger why. They're not better people. They just have a fucking purpose. That's all it is, right? But when you come in the gym and you talk about, I just want a 6-pack. That's it. Bullshit, bro. You're never gonna fucking get that 6-pack. That's exactly why. Man, I was talking to my client yesterday. I had a client call, and one of his things that he was dealing with, one of his biggest strifes, one of the biggest things that's setting him back is his anxiety, right? It has nothing to do with the gym. It's just his anxiety. And I was telling him, pretty much from what he was saying, I got the gist that he's never had a heartbreak, right? So I asked him, I'm like, bro, I can tell, like, have you ever, got your heart broken? He was like, no. He said, no, thank God. And I was like, brother, you said thank God you never got your heart broken? That's part of the reason why you're in the position you are in today, right? It's a new guy in my program. So I'm like, that's part of the reason. Is because you don't have anything attached to your why, right? You don't have a reason to get out of this circumstance that you're currently in, right? Because when I got my heart broken, best and believe, I was doing everything in my power so I wouldn't have to go through that again, right? So he said, thank God. No, brother. You should be mad that you haven't had that experience yet. Because that's the very thing that, one of the very things that got me to where I am today was because I went through that much pain, right? And that's another thing. You can find your why within the pain, right? You may not have had your why at the beginning of your journey, but, you go through so much shit along the way that you figure out your why in the midst of all that shit, right? So whatever it is, you just have to have a why. You have to have a purpose. There has to be something burning inside of you to change, to literally transform into a new version of yourself. And if it's not there, it will never happen. It will never manifest into reality because there's nothing inside of you to begin with, right? So I had a deep burning pain inside of me to fucking change my reality. And that's exactly what I did. And that's the reason why I look the way I do today, right? And that's not tooting my own horn. That's not, I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you guys know that's what the fuck it took, right? I had to fucking boss up to get here, bro. Trials and fucking tribulations. Trials and tribulations. But you know what? All of the pain that I went through was so great to the point that the pain that I experienced on the way was nothing to me. It was fucking nothing to me. And that's why I went so far. Because I went through so much pain on the way there. Right? So of course, I had to keep going. Was it hard? Yeah, it was hard. But it wasn't harder than my past reality. It wasn't harder than the old version of myself that literally got rejected, right? Every single time. From every single girl. Every single job promotion. Every single time we had a family outing. They would look at me like I'm a fucking loser. And rightfully so. Rightfully fucking so. I had nothing going on for myself, right? I had to literally make myself. I had to reinvent myself. And that's what you guys have to realize. So if you're struggling to get that 1% physique, if you're struggling to even get fit in the first place, it's because of this. It's this, bro. It's this. It's not this, right? It's not, the fact that you have no willpower. It's this. You have to dig deep and find that shit, bro. And that's the problem. A lot of you guys just have no heart. You have no heart. You have no purpose and wonder why you're in the same spot. Because nothing's driving you to actually transform. So if nothing changes, brother, nothing changes. If you don't find the very thing that, that's causing all that pain inside of you, if you don't figure out what that is, how are you actually gonna, step into a new reality? You have so much untapped potential that you don't even know about. Because you just don't try, bro. You don't try. You don't even try to figure out your why. And like I said, you find that out through the pain. But you don't even want to try to begin with. You don't even want to start. And that's the fucking problem. So, at the end of the day, right? There's one thing you can take from this video. Is that you have to figure out your fucking why. You have to go through things to find that out. And if you're scared of taking risks, it'll never happen. It'll never happen, bro. If you're scared of a little pain, it'll never happen. You'll never fucking find that shit, bro. You'll never fucking find that shit. You might as well not even start. If you're scared of all the fucking pain you're gonna have to go through on this journey, brother, you might as well not even start, bro. Because I can tell you right now, it's gonna be a long journey. And you're gonna suffer so much, bro. But if you're willing to actually go down that path, bro, at the end of it, it's so beautiful. It's so rewarding, bro. I can tell you that. It's so rewarding. But you have to be willing to go down that path. And if you're not, just stay where you are, bro. Just stay where you are. Just stay. I'm telling you, it's not for everybody. Right? It's not for everybody. But yeah, guys, that was it for the video. Man, if that message, really resonated with you, I want you guys to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, man, stay tuned for the next one. And I'm out.